Hello, welcome back, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to learn how to make this two-way tote bag. So I'm going to give you the measurements. You can see here the measurements written on each of the leather. So what you will do, make sure that you write all these things down before you start cutting your material. Copy all the things I use for this. Copy it down in your notes or in your jotter before you start. So now I'm going to mark 3.5 inches. This is on the front leather. 3.5 inches. Here also 3.5 inches. So I'm going to put one of the long strap. Then I'll pick the second long strap. I'll put it here. Then I will sew it. So I will now move to the back leather. I also mark 3.5 inches. I will also mark 3.5 inches here. Down here, mark 3.5 inches. Do same on this side. Now you pick the short strap of 2.5 inches in length. Put your D-ring inside and sew. You see the way I'm doing it? Just do it this way. Put your D-ring inside. Do same on the down side. So if you have watched this extent and you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so to support me. And also feel free to share my videos. Like my videos. So now you sew it down on your leather. So I'm done sewing it. This is what I have. This is for the long strap. Now I'm going to box it. I'm going to box it by 2/3/8 inches. Mark 2/3/8 inches. That's what I'm marking there. I'm trying to make it to be straight. That's why I'm marking it this way. So come to this side, also mark 2/3/8 inches by 2/3/8 inches. So now I'm going to cut it out. I will repeat the same process on this back body. I will mark 2/3/8 inches by 2/3/8 inches. I will mark it and also cut it out. So now we put the two lining together and also do same on the lining. We also box it with 2/3/8 inches by 2/3/8 inches. You mark it on the two sides and cut it out the same way we did on the front and back leather. the pocket. So I will fold the pocket over this way. I will, at the center, I will measure like 4 inches. That's what I'm just doing now. Then from that point, I will sew this way and also sew it this way. So now I'm done sewing it. I'm trying to trim off the excess fabrics at the 4 corners of the pocket. That's to enable it to relax well when I turn it to the right side. So now I'm going to turn it to the right side. So now I'm done turning it to the right side. I'm trying to fold in the allowance well so that I can sew it. So I'm going to pick one of the lining now. I'm trying to get the midpoint. So that's the midpoint now. That crease line is the midpoint. I will also fold the pocket into 2 to get the midpoint. So I'll put it midpoint to midpoint. You see it. So from the up, I'm going to take 4 inches. That is where the pocket will start from. So I pin it down. So make sure you pin it down so that it will not shift when you are sewing it. So I'm sew the middle first. After sewing the middle, I will sew it round. So this is what I have now after sewing it. Now I'm going to put the 2 linings together to sew. Sew the base, sew the 2 sides, but try to leave space at the base that you used to turn it. This is mine. So now I'm going to sew the box that we created. Just fold it this way. Make sure that the 2 seam allowance are together. Fold it very well. Make sure that the 2 seam lines are together, and also open the seam allowance so that it will relax well when you sew it. So now I'll go to my machine and sew it here and also sew it here. So I'm going to sew the body also. The main leather, I will put it right side facing each other the way it is here now. So I will arrange it very well. As I'm arranging it, now I'm going to sew it here, sew it by the 2 sides. So this is what I have now after sewing it. So next you fold it this way, the way I just did, to sew the place we boxed it. So you fold it, make sure that the 2 seam lines are together, and also open the seam allowances there. So then I'm going to sew it here and also here. This is what I have. This is what I have after sewing it. I'm going to turn it to the right side. Turn only the leather to the right side. Leave the lining the way it is. Don't turn it, just turn only the leather. So this is it now. So I'm going to see the way I folded it now. Stitch line to stitch line. I want to get the midpoint of this leather. So see the way I folded it. You fold it and notch the midpoint. Also notch here. I'm going to do same to the lining. Fold it this way. Make sure that the seam line are equal. Then I will notch the lining to get the midpoint. So after getting the midpoint, I'm going to sew my zip cloth. But first, watch what I'm going to. This is my zip cloth. I want to first notch it to get the midpoint. After notching it, I will separate it into 2. Now we have to indicate where we want it to stop, because it's not going to reach the seam line. So from that seam line, I'm taking 2 3/4 inches. Mark 2 3/4 inches. Mark it on the 4 corners. 2 3/4, mark it on the 4 corners. From the seam line, that stitch line, that's where you will measure from. So that point that I marked now, that is where my zip cloth will stop. We are not sewing it to the end. So now you see it. So now I'm going to pin down my zip cloth, match the zip cloth notch point to notch point with the leather. So my sewing is stopping at this point now. You see the way I bend the zip cloth is so that I will not be able to sew on it as I'm sewing. So it's this point now. This is where my stitching will stop. So what I did here, and I'm going to do it on the other side also. So now we'll go to my machine and sew it this way and also sew it this way. So this is what I have now after sewing it. Now I'll bring my lining and stuck in the leather inside my lining. Remember, I did not turn my lining. I turned only the leather. So you make sure that you push everything inside. Then arrange it stitch line to stitch line. You see it? The stitch line to stitch line. Notch point to notch point. Push everything inside. Make sure you open the seam allowance before you sew. So now match the notch points. Make sure you match the notch points and pin it down. So now I will take it to my machine and sew it round. So after sewing it, this is what I have now. So I'm going to turn it to the right side from this allowance we left here. So I'm turning it to the right side now. So I'm done turning it to the right side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to stitch here close. So after doing it, this is what I have now. So I'm pushing the lining inside. Make sure you push your lining inside very well. Push it inside very well. Let it relax very well. So now I'm going to top stitch it round. So this is what I have now. My bag is taking shape. So the next thing now is that we are going to measure from that stitch line. Measure 2 inches. 2 inches. Then I will fold it this way and sew it to like 1.5 inches. I will do same here. Sew to 1.5 inches. I'll do same here and also here. So this is what I have now. This is optional. If you don't want it, you can rock your bag like that. So now I'm fixing the zip head. I'm using double runner for it. You can choose to use one, but I'm okay with double runner. That's double zip head. So after fixing my zip head, I have to put stopper, zip stopper, so that our zip will not be falling off when we unzip. So you put any stopper of your choice, or you can use your leather to sew there. Whatever you have that can stop the zip, you use it. So this is it. Now we are going to finish the handle. So watch me very well. This one will come to this side, while this will go to the other side. See the way I'm doing it? I'm passing this to this side. You see it? While this will come to the other side. Then after doing like this, you fix the adjuster. Then pass it through the D-ring. And also pass it through the adjuster again. So I'm going to do same on the second one. So now I'm going to my machine to sew it. So this is our bag now. You can see the pocket inside. This is our bag. This is the back. This bag, you can carry it as a shoulder bag, or also you can carry it as a backpack. So I'm trying to zip it. See, this is what it looks like when you carry it as a shoulder bag. Then as a backpack, this is what it looks like. So thank you all for watching till the end of this tutorial. Please don't forget to like my videos, and if you have not subscribed, kindly do so to support me. God bless you all.